Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is good to be here. Let's just dive right in. It's a good one today. All right, story time. So I had a really secure job at a bank. Secure, we can go into that later. Jobs, are they really secure? I had a really secure job working at a bank, kind of in an operations role. I had been working there for almost a whole year. I worked there pretty much for the entirety of 2020. Definitely looking for something. I knew this job was not going to be a long-term thing, so I was looking for something else, try to get my foot in the door somewhere else, try something else out. Found this sales job, took that. The interview process was incredibly quick. It was really exciting. The income potential would have been really great for me and my family. So I just decided to kind of take a leap. So I started that job on January 8th. And I had that job for less than 3 weeks, and my last day was January 26th. So my first couple days at the company were actually really great. Love the company, nothing against them. Their culture is doesn't quite fit me and my demeanor, my personality. And the training actually went really great. But when I started actually doing the job, actually back up 1 or 2 days, shadowing, that's when I kind of knew, hey, there's something about this that just kind of tweaks the wrong way. So basically this job was cold calling, making a ton of calls per day, and really sales is a numbers game. So the more people that you contact, the greater your chance for success in a sale and commission. And I definitely understood that. But cold calling, if you've never done it before, some people, I think, are cut out for it. I don't actually know. I don't know if anybody enjoys cold calling, but it was making me truly miserable. So one day, on the 26th, actually, I just sent out an email to one of my leaders, just kind of telling them, hey, here's what's going on. Really not happy in this role. Is there anything else that I can do? An hour later, get a call from my manager. We have a talk. Their company's big about, not letting your team down and being all in. And since I wasn't all in, that was my last day at the job. So now my situation, I currently don't have a job, which what I alluded to in the previous video, which you can check out down in the description, or you can visit my channel to check that out. I had alluded to the fact that I am able to make these YouTube videos. I have a lot more free time on my hands, and this is the reason why, because I am currently unemployed. There are definitely a couple things that I want to touch on. First of all, what I would have done differently. So the first thing I would have done differently is had a job lined up. It's a little bit hard, hindsight's always 20/20. Looking back on it, I was not planning on the 26th being my last day. I was planning on working there until I had another job lined up. So obviously that did not go to plan, but that is, if I could change something, I would have changed that for sure. I would not recommend quitting a job when you don't have another one lined up, unless that is your actual plan, unless you have the means to do so financially and otherwise. Second thing I would have done differently, I would have definitely asked more questions. I feel like I asked a good amount of questions during the interview process, but really, I wish I would have dove more deeply into the calling aspect of the job, because it's basically, I would say it's an 80 to 90% of the job is phone-based, or was phone-based. I wish I would have dove more into that, just to kind of parse out the nuances of what does the call actually look like? What will I be doing? Can I see somebody do this? And the last thing I would have done differently, I would have been more honest with myself, just in my job selection. I've never done sales before, and honestly, sales, I don't love it, but I also don't hate it. And I don't think that sales is necessarily a bad market for me. But I wish I would have been more honest with myself in what the actual job was asking for. And it was asking for a high volume cold call atmosphere. But I do want to end this video on a high note. It's easy to kind of get down on yourself. In fact, I have lots of ups and downs. Even every single day, I feel great in the mornings, and then after I do some job searching, I'm like, I'm never gonna find a job. And then a job that I inquired about or applied for comes up and I kind of get on that high. So there's definitely some ups and downs. But I want to end this video on some high notes here, and I want to touch on what I did right, or what I think went okay or well, and what I'm okay with, something that I would not have changed. And the first thing that I did right was my honesty. And when I sent that email to leadership, I was being very open, very honest about what was going on. Employers always talk about how they want their employees to be open and honest, and they want to know what's going on with their employees. And that's what this employer told me as well. So I wanted to honor that. That's kind of part of my character, is being very open and honest, at least more recently. So I definitely would not have changed that, even though it ended up being the thing that kind of led to me not being employed there anymore. The second thing that I did right, or am currently doing right, is I have another source of income. Currently doing Doordash. Not necessarily a plug for Doordash, but they do actually, if you live in a big enough area, you can make some decent money. And I've actually made enough money to where it's acting kind of like a part-time job. So I'm not fully unemployed. I do Doordash 3 to 4 hours per day. So that definitely helps with the income aspect of things. And finally, the last thing that I feel like I'm doing right is I'm definitely being more thorough in my interview process when I'm looking for jobs. I'm sure you've all heard it before, and one of my friends actually just told me this again today. But when we look for jobs, we're interviewing the company just as much as the company is interviewing us. So ask all the questions that you can. You know, a lot of job descriptions and job roles, what the practicality of the job looks like day in and day out, it's kind of different sometimes. That was the case with my previous job. The job description in general fulfilled the daily job role, but there was definitely some stuff that is not in the job description. So ask those questions. What am I going to be doing on the average Tuesday when I come in? What does my day look like? What am I actually going to be doing? If I'm making calls, what am I going to be saying? Who am I going to be calling? Why am I calling them? Where did I get their information? Just ask as many questions as you can. You know, if I'm struggling, is that something that you want me to share with you? Just these questions I feel like are going to be a little bit different for everybody, and depending on the job role, but I think getting down into the nitty-gritty, what am I going to be doing every day? Those questions are very, very important. So that way you're not surprised when you finally come into the role. Thank you all so much for watching. I am incredibly happy about, again, this YouTube journey that I'm on. This is currently my third video. I'm very happy with how things have gone, how things are continuing going, my plan for this channel. I'm very happy with my growth in front of the camera. I definitely feel more comfortable in front of the camera. And I'm definitely trying to use, it's really helped me to be more concise, to use less ums, ands, buts, obviously those types of words. And I just hope to continue these into the future, continuing to ramp up the quality as I go. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to like the video. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I do plan to put these videos out on a daily, not a daily basis. I do plan to put these videos out on a weekly basis. This one will be showing on February 10th, and as much as I hope that I have a job by then, I may not still have a job, so again, being open and honest here. If you just happen to be watching this and it's near February 10th, say a prayer for me, because I could definitely use a job right now. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and we'll see you in the next one.